Assalamu alaikum children. Today we are doing the chapter Future Time in your Grammarland textbook. So, before moving on to the chapter, I want to know whether do you all know what is future? Yes? Yes. So, future means, right, any action or event that takes place in the future, maybe our tomorrow, after this moment. Now, suppose the time is 8 o'clock now. Whatever happens at from 8:1, that is our future. After this moment, whatever happens, that is future. Right? Tomorrow, the next minute, the next hour, right? The next day, 2 days after 2 days, what happens? After 2 years, after 3 years, right? All those after things, right? After the present only future comes, right? So that is what you know by future time. So in this chapter, we are going to see how we express the future time. There are several ways of talking about our future. Now, if I ask you, suppose I ask you, what is your ambition? So you will say, I will become a doctor one day, right? I'm going to become a chef one day, right? So there you use different types of wordings and different types of sentences, right? Types of sentences with different wordings. One person will say, I like to be a doctor. Another person will say, I will become a chef. I am going to become a chef, right? So like that, there are several ways to talk about our future time. So in this lesson, we are going to see those types of different ways only, where we use those ways to express or talk about our future time. So let's go into the chapter, right? This is what you mean by future. The question I asked first, what is future? This is the answer for that. When you want to express any action or event that takes place in the future, that is future time, right? Maybe tomorrow or the next moment, right? Example, I will go on a trip tomorrow. She will do her homework tonight. All these two incidents, these two actions, going on a trip and doing her homework, happens future, the next moment, right? Tomorrow means future. So if you say tonight, mean it is not night yet, maybe you're in the morning time or the afternoon time. So you're saying she will do her homework today night. Okay, that is future. So as I said you before, now next part, let's see there are several ways I said you which we use to express the future time. So we are going to see some such ways which we use to express the future time, right? So in this table, right, you all can see in one column I have given the ways that are used to express the future time, and the next column I have given the example for those each and every way. Suppose take the first one. So just take the first one now, right? That is will and going to, right? So these two words, the word will and the phrase going to, right, are used when you want to talk about any action that takes place in the future. So see the examples now. I will finish this work in time. I am going to join a new school next year, right? So I will finish this work in time means, right, you're going to finish that work on time. Maybe that work is due on another 2 hours. In another 2 hours, you must submit that work to the teacher. So you will finish your homework before that time, you're saying, in the future, right? So the next sentence, I am going to join a new school next year. You're clearly saying there, next year in the future, you are going to join a new school. So I have highlighted those words in blue color in each sentence, you can see. So the next one, shall. We shall be there by 5 p.m. Right? So there shall is used to indicate about future time. The next two, see the third one and fourth one. We use simple present tense and present continuous tense also to talk about future time. I hope you all remember that thing, right? I taught about this use. So if you all don't, please go and revise that lesson and see. Simple present and present continuous. Simple present and present continuous, it talks about future time, right? When we want to express a planned action, pre-planned, already arranged action. Maybe a part of a timetable, right? Or maybe something you have planned already, right? With your friends, you are going to do something with your friends, so you have planned that already. There you use the simple present and present continuous tense to show the future time. All of these will be discussed later in detail, maybe in the next session, right? So the next one is form of verb be plus 2. That too will be discussed later in detail. And then we use modals. So what is meant by modals? Yes, so modals mean all the helping verbs or the auxiliary verbs. So these three auxiliary or modal verbs are the verbs used to express future time. May, might and could. So we'll learn about that in detail. I'll give you more examples on the next session. Future continuous. Next one is there are two new tenses. I think these are two tenses, new tenses. Future continuous and future perfect. So at the end, I'll explain in next session, maybe inshallah next session, I will explain you all in detail about these two tenses. But for now, just look at the examples. Future continuous, we will be visiting New Year later this year. Will be visiting is the future continuous tense. Future perfect, she will have reached home by tomorrow. So there will have reached is the future perfect tense. So let's go step by step and look at each and every way in detail. So first of all, we are going to see about will and shall. I'm going to go, these two words I'm going to go together because I need you all to identify the differences. Because you will face exercises where they will ask you all to fill in the blanks using will or shall. There you need to know the difference. For which situation you use will and for which situation you use shall. Right? Now I hope you all can see this table about will and shall, right? So in the column will, I have given you about 6 uses. First of all, I'll explain that. Or 6 uses or the 6 situations where you use the word will. Make a prediction. I think she will win the competition. Prediction means when you want to make a guess, you're guessing about something. In the sentence, in the example sentence, there someone or you are guessing that she will win the competition. You're not sure, but you're just taking a guess. Second one, show intention. I will finish my assignment in 2 days. So there, you can see I have highlighted the word will in all the sentences, right, in red color. So in this second one, showing intention. Showing intention mean you're talking about something you intend to do. You're supposed to do, right? That is what you say by showing intention. There you use the word will, right? Third one, make a request. You are asking something from someone in a polite way. You're asking a favor. Request mean you're asking a favor from someone. You're asking a favor from someone else in a polite manner. Will you do me a favor? Right? The fourth one is invite someone. When you're going to invite someone to a get-together or a party or to your home, right, for a future function, a party that is going to happen tomorrow or today night, right? Or in another 2 days. So when you invite, you use the word will. Will you join us for lunch? Will you attend my party? Right? Will you come to my home tomorrow? Right? You're inviting them. So remember, children, for making a request and inviting someone, you need to use the question form. Okay? So the last two use making a promise and ordering someone. So make a promise mean you are talking about a promise you are making. We will definitely attend your graduation. There you use the word will. Make a promise. Now suppose your cousin is having his concert. He's going to perform in his concert. So you are making a promise to him saying that I will definitely attend your concert tomorrow. You are making a promise. Then the last use or the situation where you use the word will is when you want to order someone. You're ordering someone saying you will stay at home tomorrow. Maybe your mother. When your mother gets angry and gives you punishment, she says you will do your homework and complete it by tomorrow. She is giving you an order. Right? So first, after this, now let's move on to the column shall and look at the situation where you use the word shall. And then we'll see how to identify the differences. The first one in the column shall is the first use. Show a decision. When you want to talk about a decision you have made, like the example given, I shall compete in this dance competition. So you are talking about the decision you have made. You have made the decision of participating in a dance competition. Right? Maybe that dance competition in another 2 days or in another month. Right? Or if not, you are talking about your future ambition or your future A-levels. I shall choose the art stream in my A-levels. I shall choose the commerce stream in my A-levels. You're talking about a decision you have made now. The second one is offer help. Shall I help you carry your bags? You're giving help. Right? Third one, make a suggestion. You're suggesting something. You're giving your idea, putting your idea there. Shall we complete our work and have our lunch? So you're making a suggestion, right? You're suggesting something. You're giving your idea, your opinion. Make a promise. The last two, children, in the column shall, the last two uses. It is similar to will, right? So those two are similar uses, right? But the uses on top, in the column will, the first 4 uses, and in the column shall, the first 3 uses. So from those uses only you are going to identify where you have to put will and where you have to put shall, right? Now suppose I give you a exercise where you need to fill in the blanks using will and shall. To do that, you need to remember these both the columns, the uses of will and the uses of shall, right? So I'll be discussing some more questions at the end on the next session, right? So let's move on to the next way. Alright, so before we move on to the next way where we express the future time, you all need to remember one important thing, right? We use shall only with the pronouns we, I, and sometimes you. We do not use the word shall with any other subjects, right? We don't use shall with any other subjects, right? Only with the subjects we, I, and you. Suppose the subject he comes. You can't put shall there. He shall, that's wrong. It shall, that's wrong. They shall, wrong. You can only use the subject we and I, and sometimes shall will come with the subject you also, right? So you need to remember this point very well, right? If you put any other subjects other than we, I, and you, the whole sentence will be wrong, right? So I'll be continuing this. Right after this, I'll be continuing the other things in your next session, children. So until then, thank you.